He walks with a pronounced limp, but his current appearance does not say much about his ordeal. In November 2007, Isa Wazemba had come to Kampala from his home in Bali to buy clothes for resale. On the way back, he says the bus he was traveling in and the other cars on the road were stopped by men in army uniform. He was singled out and taken to another car and then an undisclosed location, what he later found to be a torture house. The beating started. He realized that this was a clear case of mistaken identity, but it was clear only to him.
They told me they wanted boxes I had supposedly taken from the barracks in Mubende. I told them I come from Bali and don't even know where Mubende is.
He says he was beaten with metallic rods, made to sit in a room with water waist high, kicked, electrocuted, and eventually
they cut my leg off and said they would cut the second one off too.
In June 2008, his captors decided to let him go, but they warned him not to report the incident. He was put in a car and driven to a place in Nakasero, given 200,000 shillings and a phone and told to call them when he reached Mbale and then to come back in 3 months for more assistance.
I was instructed to tell my family that I had some problems along the way. My leg was hurt and I got a friend to take care of me.
Wazemba is 30 years old and in his state, he cannot do enough work to care for his 3 children, wife and aged parents. He hopes he will be compensated. The government spent about 800 million in compensation to torture victims in the year 2012, same for 2011. Every day, Wazemba loses a bit of hope that his case will ever be heard. But there are those who, since 2004, have never been compensated. There seems to be a problem somewhere.
As a judiciary, we don't control the national purse. We administer justice.
Now it is the Attorney General to liaise with a particular ministry where that person comes from to make sure that they pay. And of course that ministry also, or department or whatever, has also to get this money from the Ministry of Finance, from the budget, the national budget, which is still always inadequate.
I think the problem could be budgeting and prioritization of allocation to compensate. Generally, government compensation take a long time. You need to verify whether the claimants are legitimate and so on and so forth. So there could be delays within the bureaucracy of government, but it needs to be looked at on a case-by-case basis. It can't be generalized.
To get compensated, there are considerations such as the gravity of the torture, the form of torture, the age of the victim, among other things.
Victims of torture have actually died before receiving the compensation. Others have been taken advantage of by the middlemen, sometimes who sometimes chase after that compensation.
Many of these cases, complaints come against state agents.
The police has been the main perpetrator of torture, but we are increasingly also seeing non-state actors. Border drivers, husbands, wives, teachers, health workers as well, private security firms.
The government owes about 3 billion shillings in compensation to victims of torture in Uganda. Josephine Karunji Musisi, NTV.